Just about everyone at least knows what Super Mario Kart is. It's one of Nintendo's most popular franchises. Even if you have never played it, you at least know what it is. It's widely considered one of the best games ever to be released for the Super Nintendo, and for good reason. It's fun, addicting, and the gameplay will have you keep coming back for more.
Super Mario Kart was one of the first set of games I ever played. I even remember buying it at Toys R Us. And Toys R Us today is a lot different back then in the 90s. Today, they're just behind a glass and you buy it. That simple. But back then, they weren't on the store floor. You'd have to get the piece of paper of the game you wanted, buy it on that, and then you have to wait in this other line to give it to this person that would go in the back of the store, and then they would give you the game you wanted. It was ridiculous. That's what you do when you buy a big screen TV, not a video game.
There are 8 characters to choose from, 4 different set of cups to participate in, and a small range of modes to choose from like time trials and battle mode. All the characters have their own set of abilities and have certain strengths that make them different from each other. Each cup has 5 races, and depending on which place you achieve, you will be rewarded points. If you are placed in 5th or lower, you have to repeat the stage until you get in 4th or better to advance to the next circuit. Speaking of characters, this is Donkey Kong Jr.'s first and last appearance in a Mario Kart game. No one really knows why he never entered any other games. Maybe the pressure of racing was too much for him to handle. It could have been he gained so much weight that he just couldn't fit in the driver's seat. But for whatever reason, he never set foot on another racetrack again. You will dearly be missed, Donkey Kong Jr. Super Mario Kart consists of many new game mechanics that would spawn many other games to use its same features. We're all familiar with the weapons and different tracks. Many of the levels present unique obstacles that would enhance the racing experience. For instance, Coco Island has bumpy parts on the sides of the road. This will cause your kart to slow down and let others pass by. Mario Circuit features puddles of oil that will spin your car out of control for a few seconds. There are also pipes blocking the track, having you potentially bumping into it. Vanilla Lake contains a slippery track with holes leading to ice-cold water. Ghost Valley consists of breakable barriers on the side. If you crash into many of them, you could fall off the next time around. Bowser's Castle contains lava surrounding the entire track. There are also these boulders that try to smash and block you. Donut Plains has you driving on dirt with moles popping out of the ground to block your view, and Koopa Beach surrounds you with water that can slow you down on some parts. All of these obstacles helped create a new sense of strategy that was not seen in many games at the time, but the one that was most challenging was Rainbow Road. The level with no protection from falling off the track, the level with the awesome music, the level with the bright track with different colors. Now how are you supposed to beat this and get in first place? Well, it's not an easy task. All the skills you've gathered from previous tracks come into play right here. Everything you learned about the other levels is put to the test in this one track. You've got to be extra careful at sharp turns. If you lose focus, everyone will leave you in the dust. Your power sliding has to be on an expert level to nail every turn perfectly. The slightest slip and you're gone into the depths of darkness. Speaking of the power slide, also known as drifting, is something that should be mastered to be the best at Mario Kart. The drifting helps you control your kart and keep your speed all intact to keep your rhythm accelerating throughout the course. Some characters are easier to do than others, like Koopa and Toad. You can pull off a near perfect slide every time. Others like Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr. can be a little bit more dwelling to perform, but it's not impossible to execute. The items and weapons in the game are what make Mario Kart so fun. You can terrorize people with the red shell, aim a green shell precisely on target, place a banana peel in the right spot, and power up a star and plow through everyone in sight. When you run over the item square, you are given an item depending on what position you are in. There's something about the red shell that's so satisfying. Every time you launch a red shell at an opponent, you get the sudden feel of victory, like, yeah, that'll teach you to mess with me. I always felt the coins were so useless. You usually obtain coins when you're in first place. I guess it wouldn't be fair for a person in first place to acquire a star. It's like, well, since you're ahead of everyone, why not try and run over as many coins as possible? The feather can make you jump at a high distance. This brings up many possibilities for using this. You can jump over another opponent, avoid any items on the floor, and hop on the other side of the track to get ahead. The mushroom provides an excellent boost to pass everybody. What's interesting is the other characters in the game use the same weapon. Mario and Luigi have an unlimited source of star power. If one of them is falling behind, they launch a star, and if one star doesn't get the job done, they just whip out another. Even if you get near one of them, BAM! Looks like someone is abusing their item ability way too much. Peach and Toad throw a mushroom, but not the kind that gives you a boost. It's a poisonous mushroom that turns you tiny. Yoshi drops an egg that will spin you out of control. Bowser throws some kind of lava ball, and Donkey Kong Jr. throws a banana peel. If one of these characters is behind you, they will constantly throw their item at you until you run over it. They just keep going and going. Enough already! Give it a rest already! You obviously suck at throwing, just give up! The graphics show bright colors throughout the stages. I don't think you can complain about them. These are the kind of visuals you come to expect in a Mario game, even if it is Mario Kart. The music on each track fits to what it's themed after. You really can't go wrong. Time Trials has you racing alone to see if you can acquire a top record for each track. There is also a battle mode, which instead of racing in the traditional format, you go face to face with another player. This mode can keep you playing for hours. There are 4 tracks to choose from, and each one will have you keep coming back for more. Battle mode is something that is a personal favorite of mine. There's just something about its simplicity that makes it so fun. Pop all 3 balloons off your opponent and declare supremacy. What I love to do is when you get a green shell, just launch it so it goes bouncing off all the walls. Someone is bound to get hit by it. The course also becomes more cautious since you never know where it's going to hit. Stealing another person's item is always fun, especially if they have a red shell.
Who would have thought this one video game would spawn an entire franchise with releases on other Nintendo consoles like Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Kart on the DS, Mario Kart Double Dash, and Mario Kart Wii. Other game companies have tried to use the same formula and make a better game than Mario Kart, but none could really get the same action that Mario Kart really withhold in itself.